Hi and welcome to this short, easy yoga sequence for runners. I've designed it so that it's something you can do when you just come in through the door after your run. It will stretch out most of the major areas that get pretty tight while we're running: hamstrings, hips, and also your shoulders a little bit. Sometimes we get a bit tense when we're running, so we're going to try and stretch those out too and release some of that tension. Please though, take it easy, listen to your breathing, listen to your body. It's best to do this in bare feet if you can. Find a nice flat level space. You don't necessarily need a yoga mat at all, don't worry about that, and just enjoy your practice. So let's come to standing with our feet about hip width apart and just rock backwards and forwards on the sole of the foot to evenly distribute the weight between the front and the back of the foot. Then stretch out the toes, do yogi toes. Imagine you're trying to play a piano with those toe joints. And then check your posture, tucking the tailbone under, drawing the core in. Then inhale, take the arms up overhead, release the shoulders down your back, and then just rotate the hands a few times around in the sky, turning the pinky and then the thumb alternately in and out. Then we're going to sway the arms from side to side, just like they're a palm tree swaying in the breeze, keeping the knees nice and relaxed, just loosening up the side of the body, the outer side of the hip, and just keep moving nice and easily. And then let's interlace the fingers and point the index finger up to the sky in the Jupiter Mudra. Inhale, reach the arms back up now, and then stretch over to the right, taking the hips out to the left into a nice deep side stretch. Keep peeling that left shoulder back, keeping the feet rooted to the floor, breathing nice and deeply here. When you're ready, inhale, come back up to center, take a round of breath, and then over to the other side, stretching through those fingers, through the index finger. Keep the feet rooted to the floor and keep opening up the shoulders as you breathe nice and deeply here. Nice deep side stretch for those running legs. Come back up to center and then just release the hands, give the fingers a shake out, and then stretch the palms as you interlace the fingers and take the hands up towards the sky. Maybe drop the head back, nice stretch, and then release the hands down, give the arms and the legs a shake out, and step the feet so they're about 3 feet apart, just so we can do some hip circles. Again, keeping the knees nice and relaxed, and just take the hips out to the side, and you can make these circles as big or as small as you'd like. We're just really getting into the hips and just letting the lower back relax a little bit too. So again, listen to the body, move nice and slowly. Come back to the center, give everything a good shake out, and prepare for some lunge work, some leg work. So come up to the top of your mat or your space. Inhale, take the arms up overhead and fold from the hips with a nice flat back into a forward bend, keeping the knees bent to protect the hamstrings. And just release the shoulders, come into a ragdoll, let the head hang heavy, nod the head, shake it from side to side. And then place the hands on either side of the feet and shoot the right foot back into a lunge. Drop the hips, draw the shoulders back, chest forward, and look forward. Then drop the right knee and place the right foot on the floor and draw the hips back as you come into a nice hamstring stretch. Again, you can move forward and back here, just stretching out that hamstring. Really listen to your body. Again, move to wherever your body feels comfortable today. We can also stretch out the ankle by flexing and drawing the toes towards us. Again, just doing this a few times just to get into the front of the leg now. And you can also rotate that ankle a few times if that feels comfortable, taking it in one direction and then back in the other direction. Whenever you're ready, come back to the center. Tuck the tailbone under, press the left foot into the floor and prepare to lift the arms up overhead, inhaling here. And we're just stretching out that hip flexor, so really sink the hips nice and low, and then lower the hands down and bring them around the front foot. Engage the toes of the back leg, lift that right knee up, and then let's prepare for a twist. So right hand on the floor and take the left hand either to the side or up overhead. And we're going to stretch out the shoulder now. So doing a few rotations, take the hand forward and then back as if you were doing front crawl with just that left arm. So really stretching through the left shoulder joint. Bring the hands on either side of the feet, step the right foot back into your forward bend, and then just roll up to standing, moving nice and slowly now so the head is the last thing that comes up. Float the arms back up overhead, take a nice full stretch, and then come back down. And we're just going to go through that same process again. So swan diving over the legs into a forward bend. Inhale and exhale. Release the shoulders. Just swing the arms around the feet, making a kind of rainbow around the feet, if you like, taking the hips from side to side. Whenever you're ready, let's step the left foot back now into the lunge, keeping those hips nice and low and square, and then draw the shoulders back, look forward in your lunge. We're going to drop that left knee, place the feet flat on the floor, and again draw the hips back as we come into this deep hamstring stretch. And you can keep it moving, taking the hips backwards and forwards a few times, or you can hold and take a deeper static stretch if that feels good for you today. Then we can also stretch the ankle out by flexing those toes towards you, maybe pointing them away to stretch the front of the leg. Again, just really listening to the body here. Runners do have tight hamstrings, so really listen to your body. Rotate the ankle if you'd like to, taking it a few times in one direction, then changing direction. Just a nice stretch for the ankle. And then prepare for the low lunge lift. So tuck your tailbone under, press that right foot into the floor, then inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Nice stretch for that opposite hip flexor. Just breathe here for a few rounds of breath, and then whenever you're ready, slowly lower the hands down to either side of that front foot. Engage the left toes, lift that left knee up so you can straighten the back leg, and then prepare for a twist on the second side, drawing the right hip back, opening up the arm towards the sky, feeling a nice twist. Then let's get into that shoulder, so do a few rounds of front crawl with that arm, really opening up the shoulder as you stretch forward and then back, doing a few kind of full rotations with that arm. Breathing deeply, and then bring the hands to frame the foot. Step the left foot up to the right, come into your forward bend, shake out the shoulders, and then roll up to standing again, nice and slowly, so the head is the last thing that comes up. Let's do a few shoulder rolls when we reach standing, taking the shoulders up towards your ears and then letting the shoulder blades slide down your back. Then just rotate and go in the opposite direction, hugging the shoulders up and rotating them forward. Have a good shake out, keep everything nice and loose, wrists and ankles, and then come back to the center of your space. So we're just going to prepare for a nice figure 4 hip stretch. Taking the right foot up, let's cross it over your left leg. And from here you can hold if that feels like a good enough stretch, or to deepen the hip stretch we can take the hips down and back as if you were doing a kind of squat, and you can fold over that leg. So just breathe deeply here, it's definitely an intense stretch. Whenever you're ready, slowly come up, place a foot on the floor, maybe have a little shake, and then switch sides, finding your balance on your opposite leg, and crossing the ankle over the thigh. You can always hold onto something here, maybe a tree, the car, or wall, and you can just feel this hip stretch. It's definitely a good one, so hold for as long as you like, and if you want to deepen it, just fold from the hips over that front leg. Again, just breathing nice and deeply, pressing that foot into the floor of the standing leg, and slowly make your way up to standing, shake out the feet, and have a really good shake here. Flick the ankles as if something was stuck to your foot, shake those legs. Good stuff. Let's come down to the mat now, come onto all fours, and we're just going to prepare for some extra hamstring stretches. So tuck your toes, keep your knees bent, and come into a downward dog with knees bent. Then lift your hips as high as you can and slowly stretch the ankles down towards the ground. Let's pedal the feet out here, so bending one knee at a time, just to stretch out the calves and the hamstrings. You can even roll the top of the foot over to massage the toes into the floor here if that feels good. And we're just going to access a different area of the hamstrings by stepping the toes in to face each other and taking the ankles wide apart. So it's a kind of a V shape with your feet, and you can move around in this if that feels good, lifting the ankles up and down a few times. And then step the feet back into hip width apart before you prepare for then moving into a kind of ballet position with the feet, ankles together, toes wide apart. And again, go through the same process. Now we're going to stretch the outer side of the right IT band. So step the right leg through and under the left leg and move it around until you feel a comfortable stretch all the way through from the outer side of the right hip. The outer edge of that right foot is pressing into the floor. Then when you're ready, we're going to switch sides, so taking the left leg through and under the right leg now, moving it up and down until you feel a comfortable spot, then press the outer edge of that left foot into the floor and feel that deep stretch for the left IT band. Come back to your regular downward dog. Let's step our feet nice and wide now and just take the hips from side to side. So we're doing a kind of pedaling, walking the dog, but with our hips moving as well. Come back into downward dog, take a few breaths here, and then step the feet back so the hip width apart. Let's drop the knees down to the floor and come into a child's pose with the arms stretched out in front of you. Then you can just take the shoulders from side to side here, Just working out the shoulders one more time, breathing nice and deeply to stretch the back out. Then exhale as you release the body down towards the thighs. Inhale, come up onto all fours, and then just sit back on your heels for a moment before we swing the legs out to the right and place the hips down on the mat. Let's just scoot up to the top of your mat so you've got space to roll down. We're going to kind of do a zombie roll, using a little bit of core work here to roll the spine one vertebrae at a time down to the mat. When you reach here, let's just hug the knees into the chest and rock from side to side, massaging the lower back into the floor, releasing any tension that's developed here. You can place the hands on the knees and just make a few circles, taking them in one direction and then the other. And let's just cross the right leg over the left, and we're going to come into a spinal twist with twisted legs. So dropping the knees over to the left, let's take the face out to the right and come into a full spinal twist. Just really releasing the shoulders to the mat here and letting the legs sink into the floor as well. And slowly make your way back up to center, switch the legs over, left leg crossing over and then dropping over towards the right, taking the face over towards the left. So this lovely spinal twist, releasing the hips, nice twist for the spine, release the shoulders to the mat, and then make your way back to center. Let's hug the knees into the chest one more time. And slowly, let's just come into happy baby, taking the hands to the soles of the feet, bending the knees. This is a great hip stretch. It's also very relaxing. You can really just move the feet from side to side if that feels good. And then slowly, whenever you're ready, we're just going to release the feet to the floor. Maybe hug the knees into the chest one more time. And let's prepare for Shavasana. So let the ankles relax, let the feet fall out to the side, and let the hands also relax. Palms facing up, just gently now, releasing the whole body to the floor. This is a great time for active recovery, a time to recoup after your run, after your yoga. Let the benefits just flow through the body and breathe nice and evenly. Keep your awareness on your breath, just feeling the cool air flow in and out through the nose. And just enjoy this period of Shavasana. Take a deep inhale and now slowly start to move the body and maybe bend the knees up towards the body. Take a full stretch with the arms out behind you and then roll over onto your right hand side. Press the hands into the floor as you now make your way up to an easy cross-legged position. Just nice and gently. And then slowly, whenever you're ready, let's bring our hands together in a prayer position at the heart center. That Anjali Mudra. And from here, we're going to bow, say Namaste. The runner in me respects the runner in you. Okay, well I hope you enjoyed that yoga sequence designed for runners. If you do have any comments, feedback or suggestions, please drop me a line via longrunergy.com via the contact page. And I will be coming back with some more yoga videos over the coming weeks. So if you have any areas that you'd like me to focus on, please also let me know about that. And thanks for practicing with me today and have a great day. Namaste.